Guys, if you can, in the top comment, in the description, PayPal, Cash App, Buy Me a Coffee, Patreon, locals, always to support the show. I'd much rather get $5,000 a month from 5,000 people than 5,000 from Rumble, Spotify, and YouTube. I would much rather it be diversified. If you want something in return, get Sport Drink, promo code Tommy's Podcast, Heaven's Harvest Prepper Food, promo code Tommy's Podcast, and a new thing from Heaven's Harvest Prepper Food. They have these MREs, which he's trying to get rid of. Promo code Tommy50, TOMMY50 at checkout, and you get 50% off. He literally just said on the phone before this, he's like, I'm going to lose money, but I just have to get rid of them. Go get it. If you can't do any of that, I would ask that you guys go to ARC. The link is in the description. Association for the Recovery of Children. It's Special Forces veterans who've been rescuing sex trafficked children monthly since 1993. 100% success rate. They don't take salaries, and your donations are tax deductible. Please go do that. And if you can't even do that, there's another link to where you can donate frequent flyer miles to them, which reduces overhead costs, which allows them to do more operations. Thank you so much.
Hi, it's Rachel Maldonado.
Tommy Carrigan here.
And Jamie here.
And this is the men's roundtable because I think that others are curious about the men's point of view. I hope you keep it raw and real. And our topic, I'm super excited. It's who pays on the first date? Tommy, do you like this topic?
I can answer it, I don't think thoroughly.
Okay.
I've had one major girlfriend in my life, and that was I met her at the end of college, so 2013. I dated her for like 5 years, and there really wasn't a first date. We were like study buddies for a year prior. We kind of just one day started kind of dating, so there was no that. And then since that ended, I've been married to this podcast, so there hasn't really been a first date. So I don't think my answer really is applicable.
Well, I love it, Tommy, because of course that's what happened to you. But you do have friends, and you know how people think.
So what do I
That
think?
people want to split the bill?
No, what do I think? No, guy absolutely pays on the first date. It's absolutely do that. It's it's what it is. I hate the deconstruction of the nuclear family and the gender roles. I don't think there's anything wrong with a man providing and a woman caring. I think that's not. I factually know that's what's gotten us from the Fertile Crescent to the International Space Station is that nuclear family, the man providing, the woman. My dad is a great provider. My mother is a wonderful carer. I don't think I'd want those roles reversed. And it's not that one is good or one is bad. It's the yin and the yang. It's that's the beauty of it. And so if a guy offers to date and girl wants to split it, sure, that's cool. I mean, yeah, that's fine too. But I don't think a guy should ask, can he pay? I think you should be a man and just do that.
Be a man.
Yeah, yeah,
Jamie. Yeah.
yeah. And I like what Tommy said. Man, he's a young guy. He's a new. I mean, I'm the old school. My school is like the man has to pay. Like I mean, it's not even think about something different.
Yeah.
If you invited a girl, even if it's not a date, if you invite a girl, you cover. I mean, that's it. I mean, once you invite it, if she's a friend or whatever, you pay. You are the man, and that's what I have my daughters, and I'll tell them if a guy wants to split the bill, I mean, he's not good.
No.
He's not a real man.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with a woman wanting to split the bill. Sure. But the guy that's what he should do. The guy should hold the door. The guy should blah, blah, blah. If the woman wants something different, fine. But the guy, that should be his impulsive instinctual response.
Exactly. I mean, like I said to my daughters, sometimes they will say, okay, I want to invite you. Okay, that's their choice.
Sure.
Yeah, it's perfect. I mean, the guy is appreciative.
Sure.
He's doing that. But really, I mean, it's like a white and black. I mean,
If the guy isn't offering, there's one of two things. He's not a real man. He doesn't have balls, or he doesn't have any money, in which case he's in no position to do anything that resembles any sort of serious relationship.
exactly. And then, and like I said, I mean, and that's great that Tommy, like, I mean, being a young guy, is the same thing, that the same way I think, and I believe it, because men should take responsibility, and that's the problem now. They are making men so, you don't know who the men, who the girl anymore. I mean, they are so feminine that sometimes the guy is more feminine than the girl. It's incredible, and they don't want to take responsibilities, and that's the society. They are pushing down the men. They're making look like stupid. They're making look that they are not useful. They're and start with little things like, I mean, this girl that I don't need you to open the door for me. Okay, and I told one time, my brother opened the door for a girl, and the girl said, "Open the door for me. Treat me like one your friend." And then my brother again hit her in the back, and she go, "Hi, why are you doing that?" Hey, you tell me. I treat them one of my friends. And that's the way I treat them. We hit the back very hard.
Yeah.
And then she didn't complain anymore about him opening the door for her.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. But they want to make men look like useless, stupid, and everything. And that's the idea, to destroy the family. That's the whole concept of this globalism shit. I mean, they want to destroy the family. They want the traditional family, because they're the way to control better. And that's why they're taking the kids and teaching all this garbage in the schools and everything, like, because men, they want to make men useless. They cannot defend themselves. They cannot protect the girl. Man, we are built in a way to protect the girls, and the ladies are built a way to be the lovely and loving part of the family. I mean, I tell you the truth. In my family, like my mother and everything, the center of the family was my mother. My father was the provider.
Yeah.
But the center is the mother. Same here. I mean, with my wife, everything. The center of the family is the woman. The guy is the provider. And that's the way it should be. That's why I don't like those arrangements about the girl work and the guy stay home.
No. And not only that, is I'd go one step further and say the man is fungible. You earn all the money, you work yourself to death. You make sure that your wife and thus your children are provided for. You can drop dead. You've done your part. You've gathered the goods. You've gathered the metaphorical firewood. She can remarry and move forward. You've already passed your genes on, work yourself to death. You can now drop dead. Like it's what it is though. But Rachel, you're smiling, but like that, but that's the difference in like I would
smiling in horror. I don't think.
No. Well, that's what I mean. It's because you're a woman. That's not how you look at it. I look at it as like you provide everything to their survival. You leave behind enough money that your kids can go to the best private schools, that your wife doesn't have to go work, that she has an insurance policy and move forward. You've already done the thing though. You have provided. That's the point. Is you're supposed to provide until your last breath. That's what you do. And it's not a negative. As a guy, I'm like, fuck yeah. Yeah, like that's what I do. That's why I'm a workaholic. I enjoy it.
Exactly. And then, Rachel, I told you before, I mean, we were just having some discussion before. Like I said, like, I mean, I don't know the new generation, but for me, I don't show emotion. I mean, I have to be the strong guy in the family. And I know, I mean, communication, things like that. But some stuff you cannot communicate to your wife, because women and men are different. Women get very stressed, very worried too much. And men, we know we're going to solve the problem. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter how, we are going to solve those problems. And that's why we can show that those big emotions. I mean, it doesn't mean to be emotionless, but I mean, you have to control your emotion to protect your family. Because if you lose, and then they say, oh yeah, show your emotion, cry, all those things. In my generation, I do it. I mean, I remember my dad, after I ripped my head, and he will go, why you man? Why you crying? I mean, it hurts. I mean, you're a man, don't cry.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we went to the extremes, but it's the way it should be. I mean, we have to show a strength, because family count on the men as the foundation for a strong family. Woman is for the lovely and united part of the family, because I mean, women are great. I mean, in that way, showing the kids, showing the husband, and I don't see that in. I think the women are in a way superior of the men, because I mean, you can have kids, you can do all those things, And you have to give the love in the family. Guys should be protected. I mean, protect and provide for the family, and that's why the first date. I started the first date. If you invite someone and you say, "Let's split the bill," mm, this guy is not that great, or who pays, and then or, that's not a good thing. Or the guy told him, well, yeah, we don't spend that much, like Tony said, is because maybe he doesn't have the money, and he cannot afford to have to start a relationship. I mean, make the money and start a relationship. But I believe that in everything, from the first day, the man should show that he is the provider, and he should work for that. He should work for that, and that's very important. That's very important.
Agreed.
Why do you think that in modern dating, everybody is so confused about who pays? Should you split the bill? The women are paying for the men. Why is there so much confusion? People literally don't know what's going to happen when they go on this date.
Because they're not being men. They're not confused. I, I'm 34 in 2024. I have no confusion. I don't give a fuck what the men should that shut up. Just if a guy's confused, it's because he is an indecisive man. Am I paying or are you paying? Shut the fuck up. Pay and hold the door. And if she starts screaming, that means she's some psycho blue-haired leftist you probably don't want to be near. Move on. Indecisive men, unmanly men are indecisive. You don't. A dude who has balls will be like, yeah, I don't care what it is. The gender norms. Shut up. Hold the door. Pay for the dinner. Walk her home. If you have an ounce of testosterone in you, you shouldn't be confused by anything.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. I mean, and like I said, now I go out sometimes and sit in a restaurant and I see these couples. I mean, and you don't know who's the man, who's the girl, because even the way they dress, everything, and that's been pushing towards. I know from the school, everything. Oh, we are equal, but equality doesn't mean that you have to be like a man. Equality means like you have the same rights, but we are different, and that's the thing. They are confusing. Many women are becoming like a man. They drink like a man. They fuck like a man. They do everything like a man because they think that's being a man. They want to be like equal like men. I mean, it's not that right. I mean, women should be like a beautiful lady, nice, that attractive, um, soft, great. And guys should be the guy that's strong and things like that. And like I said before, some time before, I mean, like women, even if they try to be tough, only there are those fat lady, blue hair, fat ladies. I mean, that nobody will want, and they are saying no sex for you, and then nobody want to have sex with them anymore. Yeah. I mean, those people, those are the one that I mean, the regular women should be like very conservative, very nice, for a guy to take care of her, and I will be happy. A real man will be happy to take care of a real woman. Yeah. I don't mean putting her down. I mean same, but each one with the right thing that they do. Men provide, women offer the light of the house, the light of the family. Mm-hmm. I believe.
Yeah, no, equality in that. Yeah, you can both vote. You can, a woman can't be turned down at a college because I'm with you on that, 1,000%. You're absolutely equal in terms of decent human rights. But the idea that they're equal is categorically untrue. The very idea that it has to be hammered down and debated tells you that it's all bullshit. There's no debate about none of your questions, Rachel, are about is gravity 9.81 meters per second squared. That's gravity. It's what it is. And if you have to debate about it because it means you're uncertain about it, the guy takes care, mother is delight. one is not better than the other. It is a unit that works together. It's not rocket science. And any person that isn't indecisive in that is not fit to be either. You cannot be both. That's my 2 cents.
What do you say? There are a lot of males who they say, well, that girl just wanted a free meal, or they're a gold digger, or, we should share expenses. What do you say to those guys?
Learn from it, move on. Pattern recognition. The last time I touched the oven, I burned my hand. I'm not touching the oven this time. She wants a free meal. Hey, just like a guy that goes, the guy that doesn't hold the door or a guy that doesn't want to pay for it is not a good provider. A woman that wants a free meal or just wants to fuck, that's not wife material. Now, if that's not what you're looking for, if you're young and you're just going to looking to be crazy in college, that's a whole different whatever. But just ignore it. If she's a gold, ignore it. She wants a free, ignore it. Move on. Don't think twice about it. The same way as you see a homeless guy screaming at you, do you sit down and go, now, why are you yelling at me? You just look at him and you go, that fucking crackhead, and you lock your doors and drive away. No, don't waste a second on it. Move on. It's just not it's simple.
Exactly. And then, okay, also, what the guy wants, because he knows that she's going to do that. Maybe he's just looking to have a quick out at night, and the same thing. I mean, both have to learn about it. But the thing is, if you have to learn from each time, and that's the important part. You have to learn. I mean, and like you know, and the only way you can learn is practice. I mean, you know, and some girls can be like beautiful, whatever, and they are gold diggers or whatever, but it doesn't matter. At the end, if you go out, you not even you're going to pay. It doesn't matter what happened or who was the girl or what's going to happen with the girl. In your mind, you have to go to pay because that's how you're a man. And you learn. I mean, we have to go through that. Men are not that emotional. I mean, we are not going to cry for somebody like drop us next day, or also like I said before. I mean, we no man complain saying, "Oh, she used me." Man complain. I mean, yeah, it was a good fun night. That's it. But no, I don't know one of my friend that will say, "Oh, she used me. She used my body. She wanted to have sex with me." Come on, no men do that.
Just shut up.
That's women can do that. Like women, I mean, they can complain with another friend. I mean, saying, "Oh yeah, he went. I was waiting for him to call me, whatever." Man, women can say that. Okay, even when you go together, guys. I'll tell you this: we go, or you go out with somebody, they come home, there your friend asks, "Hey, how you went with your girl?" "Oh, it's okay, that's it." I mean, we don't go, "Oh yeah, she was dressing like this, or she was doing that." We don't go that way. Women, they will say, "Yeah, he treated me this, he gave me this, he bring me a flower." Guy go, "Yeah, she was looking great, she was looking hot." That's it.
Yeah.
That much. We don't even talk about it, and that's the way it should be. I mean, because, like I said, emotions is more for girls. I mean, I don't say this. Something happened to my daughter, or something happened, I show my emotions. But I mean,
Sure.
But emotion is for that type of things. Guys should keep it for themselves. That's my belief. I said I'm older than a lot older than Tommy. And I mean, but I mean, for me, guys should keep their emotion for themselves, protect their family, take care of the woman. It doesn't matter in what stage, from the first day to the end of life. That our job is to protect the family and the lady.
Yeah, you can have your emotions on your own, suffer in silence, and you can show emotion with family. You can and should cry at a funeral, your grandmother, your brother, your child. That's good. Show them because that is you're showing your emotion, and it's you truly you see someone my dad, my uncle, they're all extremely masculine men. If I ever see them crying in the 1 or 2 times I have in my life, it's been at an extremely tragic funeral. And then you see it and you go, there, it's worth it. You see how much value that has when you see a dude breaking down. You go, he truly loved that grandmother. He truly loved his uncle. That's good. Other than that, it's just shut up and move forward. Like, just I have bad emotions. Well, what are causing the bad emotions? Like we were talking about being a workaholic. The only days my mind gets the best of me are the days I'm not bettering myself, or the days I sleep in, kind of doing nothing. That's when I start to get anxious. That's when I start to get depressed. That's when I start to get emotional. Versus when I'm like, or when I wake up and gonna go hit the gym, we're gonna do a podcast, we're gonna email a couple more people, I'm gonna try out this sponsor, we're gonna do this, we're gonna maneuver, and then you work a full day, you're working towards your goal, and at the end of the day, you're satisfyingly exhausted, and then you go to sleep. And that's what it should be, is when you feel emotions, you should say, what are causing these emotions? It's fear that I don't have enough money. Okay, go to work. Work until the problem's gone. But it's Saturday, it's Sunday. Shut the fuck up. Hey, when you're 21 in your college, sure, lay around hungover. I get it. It's a fun time. But if the problems in your life are coming from where you are in life, look at where you want to be in life. If you're at the bottom of a hill and you go, it's so cold. If you're in a valley and there's shadows and you're cold, you don't sit there going, I'm so cold. You go, I can see sun at the top of that hill. We're going to the top of the hill. And you get to the top of the hill and you go, it's so warm up here. And then you remove the thing that was causing the shit. But to just sit there and go, it's cold. I hate the cold. Man, why am I always so cold? That is a weak human being who will and should be eaten by an animal. Like, just, and I have a biology degree. This isn't some like, I didn't serve in the military. This isn't some like bravado shit. This is like basic, when you get a phone, it's like your basic data plan. This is basic male plan. Like this should be the bottom. This should be the threshold. Like this is what it is. I don't. It's very simplistic and utilitarian. Problem, fix it. Problem, fix it. Just now look at my mom. My mom is someone that I can go to and turn to whenever I am having emotions, because your mother is the light. She is the love. She is the person you can go to and say whatever's on your mind. I talk to my dad, show my dad how my podcast is doing and, the money it's earning. And without a moment's hesitation, it's double it. And I don't take that as an insult. If my dad wasn't impressed, he would be like, you need to go do something else. Him saying double it, that is the same as my mom saying, you're great. That's my dad going, that's a viable thing. Keep moving forward.
Oh.
So it's, you know what I mean? It's the same thing. The same reason though, is like, I don't turn to my mom. I don't show my mom. My mom would go, oh, that's so great, honey. That's perfect. But my mom would also hang up my finger paintings on the fridge. It's a different kind of love. Right. So that's what it is. If it wasn't working out, my dad would be like, what the fuck are you doing? Go get a real job. But if he looks at it and goes, good, double it, that is a stamp of approval. That's someone who's raised a family looking at me and going, you can keep doing this. This is going to work. It's very, if you're not a guy, it can come across as cold and detached, but it's not at all. It's not at all. It is, to me, it is truly no different than the love my mom gives me. Like everything James saying, I'm like, that's just what it is.
Yeah, that's great, because the same thing. What happened is, like Tommy said, you're doing now well. Okay, number one, don't blame anybody else.
No,
it's your responsibility, and that's it.
Yeah.
If you're doing, and I was mentioned before, to you, so that people are doing well, and if I'm doing wrong or bad, it's because I'm doing something that is not correct. I have to fix it. I have to find that, but I cannot blame anyone else. I cannot blame, and I have to change way of thinking. I mean, because when you blame someone else, then you have an excuse not to do things.
Correct.
Yeah, and the situation, whatever, is different. And then I know sometimes you're tired. I mean, sometimes you're tired of fighting. Sometimes you're tired of doing things. I mean, I've been fighting 50 years of my life, and sometimes you're tired. But that's it. Maybe you're tired. Take a half an hour to relax, and go back again. I mean,
Yeah.
nothing else you
Yeah.
can do. I mean, complaining, crying, suffering. No.
Does nothing. It does
Yeah, exactly.
absolutely. So yeah.
And then I mean, also, and the mother is different. I mean, my father already passed away, but I mean, he I will bring him something, and he would say, "That's good, okay." Even with my grades, yeah, I was doing great. And he said, "Nah, you're getting 80. I don't sign that.
Yeah.
Make it better. You can do better." And my mother will even still my mother. I mean, I am plus 60. My mother will say, "Oh, I would love to hug you, sweet, and hug you, my little baby, whatever." And I said, I laugh. I mean, but that's the mother. I mean, and whatever I tell her, man, I did this, and I just tell whatever, and she goes, "Oh, that's great, yeah," like I said for a baby still, and that's the mother's job.
Yeah.
And that's it. My father was very strict, super strict, and back in that time, and they hit you hard with the belt.
Yeah.
You couldn't do it. And
Good for you.
no trauma.
None.
Yeah, we didn't understand what psychologists or anything of that sort. Okay, because you're not working properly. You feel bad. Okay, come on. You're crying. I'm going to make you cry for a reason.
Yeah, you want to cry for it? Yeah.
And that's it. And I remember, nothing affected us. And like I said, and for us as a man, he was very strict with my sisters. He was soft. He will remember. He will do a lot of other things. I mean, that's the way. He was, and that's why sometimes boys are closer to the mom, and girls are closer to the dad, because I mean,
Sure.
the guy, the man always is protecting.
Yeah.
The woman. It doesn't matter if the daughter, the wife, or the mother. He always protecting, and that's like I said from the beginning. They have to show they are real men. And real men is taking care of all those things from the start. And I hate those people that said, "Oh, dad is stay home dad." Come on. Come on.
Dad can be stay at home if he's running his own business.
Exactly, but not taking the wife working hard outside.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
she's working hard and he's staying home. She's cheating on him and he's gay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's in that area. Yeah, in that area. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why I don't like that. I mean, I'm not a fan of that.
But and discipline for, corporal punishment. We got spanked when we were little. There's a difference between, I mean, if your father's an alcoholic and beating the shit out of you, or you're being sexually assaulted, that's a crime. Then that's awful, and that is trauma. But in terms of like having a very strict father, like to me that like, I mean, I've talked about like, yeah, I had a very strict dad, and like we got hit when we were little, and be like, I'm fine, and I've had people be like, but you're not fine. You can't take a day off, and all you do is work. And I'm like, yeah. And I look around at other people that don't do this, and I have nothing but disgust. Like I don't, like when I got into medical school, it was just, I mean, I went to the University of Georgia. It was 30,000 beautiful women there. I went to one football game in 3 years there. All I did was study. And it's because I didn't blame anyone else. I was like, I want to go to medical school. And I understand that I'm not going to have these crazy party experiences and I'll miss them, but I want to go here. And that's, you just move forward. It's no one's fault but your own. When the class average in organic chemistry is a 50, you don't sit around going, well, everyone's getting a 50. I got like a 99 in that class and most people had to retake the class. That's not my fucking problem. Work harder. Like I'm no more smart than any one of these people. Just work harder. And it's not only that it's okay, it actually is love. That is if your father, it's the same way if you ever have a friend and you give them tough love, hey, I've known you you're my lifelong friend. I love you to death. You're drinking way too much, man. And no one else is going to say it to you. And you can hate me, but you're drinking way too much. And I don't like seeing the path you're going down. You're rude and you're becoming an asshole. And they get mad at you and you don't talk for a month. Eventually they might come back to you and be like, man, I'm getting help or something. That's what a real friend does. It's tough love. If your dad just, you're the best, you're number one, that's setting you up to get absolutely fucked because you don't live in a vacuum. You know what happens once you leave that household, once you're 18 and you go out into the real world? You're met by a bunch of other people who were not raised by those dads. And you start a podcast, you go, oh, like I got banned from YouTube. There's a bunch of people I know who I got banned from YouTube. I don't get any love from the algorithm, so I can't do it. Shut the fuck up. I got banned from YouTube 3 years ago. Shut up, move forward. And what Jimmy's saying is like, don't blame anyone. Don't blame anyone. The only time you should ever blame someone is when you're using it as a motivation to work harder. So like when I got banned from YouTube for medical misinformation for interviewing Dr. Malone and Dr. McCullough, what I did is I looked at it was the CEO of YouTube at the time who just passed away, Susan something, and Anthony Fauci. And I looked at both of them and in my mind I just went, this is their fault. Fuck them. And every day I would work, and instead of working harder, I would work harder and I would just think of them and I'd go, I'm gonna fucking prove them wrong. She runs up $1 trillion corporation and he's the head of the CDC. I'm gonna fucking break their necks, metaphorically, not calling for violence. I'm gonna break their fucking necks, and I'm going to. That's the first episode I did on Rumble when I got banned from YouTube. Was I just looked into the camera and I went, I'm gonna fucking prove you wrong. And now one of them's dead, and the other one I'm still gonna win. So if you're gonna blame someone, use it as a target, get angry at it, and move forward. It's not rocket science.
Exactly. Like I said, I get suspended from all social medias.
Good.
And I say I was proud of that. I was so well, I mean, I'm doing something right.
Yeah.
So, like I said,
fuck them.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's impressive. I said you have to take responsibility just as a man from the beginning. And since you're a kid, I mean, I protected my sister. I mean, something I did. I never hit any of my sister. Never. They hit me back. They hit me a lot. But I share with a woman, and I protected them. And I try not. I got mad, but I wouldn't hit them back because I was told by my father that way. Women, you don't touch a woman.
I have a question for masculine men. Perhaps they have no problem paying for the bill in a first date, but what would you give as advice for the young guys or any guy who in this economy maybe they don't have the money for dinner, but everybody needs love? So what would you suggest? What do you recommend?
Use that as anger. Work harder until you have money. Don't be an idiot. If you really like a girl and you don't have money, don't take her out to dinner. Say, I got a frozen pizza, but I really like you.
So be honest. You can date, you just have to tell the truth.
Yeah. And if you go, but I really want to impress her, then shut the fuck up, work harder, save money, move forward. You're not owed a dinner by anybody.
Exactly. And I know that you don't like the coffee dates, first dates, but I mean, if you don't have the money, you can tell them, look, I don't have the money.
You're fucking broke.
Yeah, I'm broke. I mean, but I want you to know me. And
you want to sort out who's a gold digger and who's not? Say I'm broke, but I really like you.
Exactly. And then everything goes okay. I mean, but say I'm broke and I'm going to stay broke. That's not a good thing. Is I'm broke. I'm working hard to overcome the situation. That's the thing. But I mean, you cannot say you have to explain. And if usually if the first date, probably you already know this lady or this girl from before, because I mean that's why you're asking her for a date, and then you can be honest. But I mean, it's not. Yeah, you pay. I have no money. Can you pay for me? No, it's not the way. It's okay. I want to work for it. I want to win you. I will show you. But for now, let's go for something I can afford.
Can you be strategic in this economy if you don't have a lot of money, but you still want to date, and the types of places you suggest because you know you can afford it?
Yeah. Like Tommy said, pizza.
Pizza, yeah, no, this is it's actually an advantage. You can either say I'm broke, but I really like you, not a gold digger. You can go, I can take you to Taco Bell or McDonald's, find out who's a gold digger. You also don't have to go to who says you have to go out to dinner. Who decided that? Fuck that. So we're going to get a candy bar.
Exactly. Let's walk through the park.
Yeah. Yeah, just go get it. You're owed nothing. You owe no one anything. Go about it.
Would you say that as long as you're truthful and you own it, hey, I don't have the money, but let's go on a picnic or let's do something that's free, as long as the messaging is important the way that you say it. It's okay to be that way.
Yeah. But the important thing also is you have to show that you are a real man. I mean, that you are working to do better. And that's the main thing for me. I mean, you can tell her, okay, but you can show that you open the door for her, you open the car door for her, or you help her, and that's the way. You have to show that you are a real man. But the moment you are going through a bad situation, but it's not permanent, and you are looking to improve, that's why you can choose. And if is a woman really interested in the guy, probably she will accept that, and she will feel good that the guy is being honest.
Can you tell me a little bit more about, you said first date, you do have to impress?
No.
No?
I mean, put on a nice shirt, brush your teeth. But I mean, it's all within every friend I have that got like married early. I mean, like right after college or in college, they're all still together. They all got married when they were just broke students. They're all doctors and lawyers now. They those are the most successful ones, and they provide great lives for their wives and their kids. It my parents met when they were both waiters. Like like it's and they had four kids, and we all went to private Catholic school. Like my dad went and made it and provided an insanely nice life for us. The it's a conflation of the two. I get going out. I was never into it in college. I never did the random hookup thing. But I get it. You're young. You're 18. You're full testosterone. You're horny. You're partying. I get it. Sure, you want to put your best foot forward. You want to go, but even then, it's all lying and posturing. It's all take them to the best bar or the best frat party or something. But even then, it's all horse shit, and it's for one reason: it's for sex. And she's lying to you, and you're both fine with that because you're young and attractive. You're having sex. That's whatever. It doesn't convert if you're if you're if you're if you're I mean, you can impress someone with who you are. And I know that sounds like cheesy and some shit out of a Hallmark card, but I mean, impress them with just like you're a gentleman. You through your actions you show that hey, man, that guy really loves his mom and dad, and he loves his country, and he prays, and it's so all these things that Jimmy and I are talking about they're actually the great equalizers. You don't have to be 6'6". You don't have to have a six pack. You don't have to be beautiful. Anybody, every guy is capable of working hard and providing. And one of my friends was bald by was going bald by like freshman year of high school. He has a wife who is so far out of his league, but he's a good dude. He works incredibly hard. He's in finance. He's provided a great life for her. There's no it is the most equal it's the most equal opportunity and progressive thing ever. You can just any woman can be a loving, faithful, caring person. Everything else, height, what car you drive. That's all superficial. It's the shimmering on top of water. It's not real. It's a reflection. It's an illusion. It's none of it's real.
Yes.
You can be an ugly just you can just be a legitimately ugly dude, but you can work hard. You can be a gentleman. You can show love. You can be great to her parents. Show that you love your parents. You do good things. Tip well. Any anyone that's accessible to any. I mean, it gets biblical to a degree, where it's like it is easier for a rich man to pass through the eye of a needle, or a camel to pass through the eye of a needle, than for a rich man to enter the gates of it. It doesn't matter what the fuck you have. You just be a good person. It's so simple. It's everything else. If it requires that much posturing, going out to a good dinner, you got to be this tall and drive this car. If that's what it requires, if those are the ingredients, then the meal is dog shit.
Mm.
Just yeah, it's my 2 cents.
Yeah. Well, that's great. That's great. It's true. I mean, I was surprised also. 30, you went to university probably 30 something years after me, but it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yes.
like I said, he was drinking, partying, spending the money that you don't have in beers and
Yeah, it's all well and good, but understand it for what it is.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, the 22, 23. That's the fun part. I mean,
Yeah, you're being an idiot. None of it's real.
exactly. It's making so many mistakes that who cares because you're young,
Yeah.
and then you
Yeah.
know you can fix that. I mean, as long as you don't do something criminal. But I mean, yeah, well, it was fun. I mean, it was fun. University years were the best years ever in
Yeah.
the way of fun. With no responsibility, just pass your classes and have fun.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's a
Yeah, and the girls were the same. Everybody was doing the same thing. I mean, I remember.
yeah.
And like I
Yeah.
said, 36 something year different from Tommy, but I mean, we have the same experiences.
Yeah. It's same shit.
Yes.
Go be stupid. Go get way too drunk. Go throw up. Go get in a whatever. Get it out of your system and move on.
Yeah, and become a man, and real men
Yeah.
of, like I said, in protective. That's something that men, like I said, being pushed, or the younger generation are being pushed not to be real men. And I was reading an article said that the X was going to disappear, whatever, and then they will be a different type of men. They already are. I mean, all this liberal thing. I mean, they are not men. I mean, they are. I don't know what. I mean, because they behave like they behave like a soft woman. It's a strange, but I mean, and that's it. Be a man, take responsibility, and you have to do it from the first day. I mean, like Tommy said, you don't have to invite the person, you have to be honest. And if you can afford it, okay, take it, but you don't never ask, okay, let's go out, but you pay, or let's split the bill. That's not taking responsibility from the first time.
Actually, I'm remembering the first date I had with my then girlfriend was I she I was practicing interview questions for medical school. That's what the first date was. It was in my apartment. There wasn't even food involved. She was asking them, and I was answering them. That you cannot be more broke than a college student getting ready to go to medical school and go into more debt. And it was fine, and we were together for 5, and we did it ended amicably and whatever. But like that, there's no first date and go out to a white tablecloth restaurant. No, it was me. It was just her asking me questions and me pretending I was in a med school interview.
And I think you know what happened. This question about first day, whatever, is because now all these people are dependent on the apps, and then they okay, they put in information and to know each other. They okay, let's make a date. I mean, that you have to go back to the old times. I mean,
I have never once, and I never will use a dating app.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's
I am so like genetically, internally repulsed by them. Something about it just seems. I'm like, it just seems so. Yeah, I don't even engage in that,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I don't fuck that.
That,
I
that's
lit-
that's that's why people now they are thinking about, oh yeah, let's go and you pay for the first day because they are going to know each other because they read all the description of the person on stupid app, and they do it instead of meeting it in a different way. I mean, I don't understand. I mean, like I said, I am in the other generation. I don't have
yeah,
the idea how that thing works, and I don't care about it. I never care about it. I mean, I will never care about it.
yeah, but it all pans out. So it'll be like, all right, so don't use a dating app, and then you can't find anyone. Well, to me, that's fine. I'm okay with solitude. You shouldn't be, "Oh, yeah, I have to be with someone. I have to be. You should be okay by yourself and fill it with some other. What is my other goal? Is to build my podcast, freedom, make money, be able to do what I want. You shouldn't be. I know some people who've never I've had friends since middle school who have never gone more than like a month without a girlfriend. You just move from one end to the other, and it's just like at a certain point you have to ask, like, do you legitimately love all of them, or are you just terrified of being alone? And why are you terrified of being alone? Is it because you can't define yourself by any, you know, positive or meaningful characteristics? Well, what are you without it? Nothing. I'm just a what? No. Be like I might never find someone. Fuck it. Whatever. I'm gonna do something else. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm
Yes.
gonna do whatever I you know.
So you both advocate be authentic, tell the truth, be honest if you date, and then also take responsibility, be a man. That's what you're saying.
It's so absolutely simple. You should write
Exactly.
it down on one note card.
Okay.
Be honest, work hard, be a dude.
Exactly.
Wow.
A real
Wow.
dude, not those one that now they're creating. A real
No,
dude.
Yes.
a real dude. Yeah, don't chop your dick off. It's pretty simple. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Tommy and Jamie, for the male point of view
Of
on
course.
who pays on a first date. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you.
Hi, it's Rachel Maldonado, and I am with Tommy Carrigan. And, Tommy, I'm super interested in your take on the masculinity crisis. Is there a crisis?
Yes, because you were just telling me about how you met a furry on a plane. He was very proud of that. That in itself, that's the answer to the question.
Mm.
There are men who not just in the privacy of their own home, but on a plane will insert themselves into a conversation to say, "Excuse me, I am a furry." That's a problem. That is a problem.
Why is it a problem, Tommy?
It's just not the most, I guess, who knows? Maybe this is my own prejudices, my own arrogance. It's just that's that's not a very manly or masculine if we're going in a masculine crisis. Is there anything objectively wrong with it? No, I suppose not. But if we're gonna look through the lens of is it masculine, I would say definitively it's not. It's just not. You're not who dresses up as a when I was a kid, I used to like think dinosaurs were cute. When I was like 5, I wasn't a man. I mean, biologically, like I wasn't producing as much testosterone. My balls didn't drop. Like I wasn't capable of reproduction because I was a boy, not a man. I'm 33 now. Biologically, anatomically, I'm a man, right? And I'm pay for my own bills. I work out. I would say those are manly things, but I'm not like a fucking Viking and not like a lumberjack in that sense. But I also know enough to not if I ever was a furry and I did that on my own and I never talked about it on the podcast, but like once a week I would, maybe meet up with another dragon or something and we'd put on our furry costumes and fuck each other in private. I'm enough of an intelligent human to know that it's a bit out of it's a couple standard deviations out of the norm. And if I was on a plane and I heard other people talking about furries, I wouldn't inject myself. I would do what I often do as a in a generation of ungrateful communists. A lot of people my age aren't for the things I'm for. They think that Anthony Fauci is created by God himself and he's here to put spike proteins in our blood because he loves us. And hey, although I disagree, and I'm very open about that on my podcast, I have enough social intelligence to not address those things. I just don't bring them up. Instead, I find other mutual things, talk about whatever's on TV or, the news or video games. That alone is an adult thing. And as a male, I would say that is thus a masculine thing. To to I don't know, to there's an environment that means that guy didn't this wasn't some here's how I should word it. This wasn't some like Rosa Parks moment where it's like go to the back of the bus and she says no. This isn't like the first furry to be like, yeah, I'm taking a stand. That I'm gonna inject in this conversation in an enclosed metal tube in the sky and tell him like, hey, I'm a fox. No, that he felt comfortable enough because it's become a norm. That's not that's not traditionally masculine. Now, again, objectively, is it wrong? No, but it's not. You can't look at that and say, yeah, it's something's up. I don't know. That's my 2 cents. I've never really put a whole lot of thought into it, but I suppose this is a question of the day.
Do you think that masculinity norms are changing? People are saying, I'm masculine. It doesn't look the traditional masculine.
Yeah. And again, it's not objectively good or bad. That's one thing I always try to look. I mean, it's like I've never served in the military. I couldn't I couldn't hunt and provide food if my life depended on it. Right? I can go out and I can use my brain. I can have a job. I can make money and buy food for a family. But, I think most men my age, really probably for the past several generations, couldn't traditionally survive like a caveman or something. So if you take that same extrapolation, you would then say we are clearly moving along a spectrum,
Mm.
right? I mean, I grow up and the parents are, oh, you're on your phone. And it's like, well, the generation before that, it's, oh, you're on your TV. And the generations before that, oh, you're on your radio. It's like clearly there's a shift in technology. It's not good or bad. It's a thing that is happening. So I would say masculine roles are changing, but that that's not good or bad. It's a it is an observable change. We are as Homo sapiens we are over generations are we have less and less hair on a smaller and smaller surface area of our body. That's not good or bad. I mean, if you like hairy guys, you might say that's bad. If you like hairless guys, you would say that's good. But objectively, on a spectrum, over time, you would say there's less hair. That's undeniable. Now, whether or not it's good or bad, I don't know. You'd have to in what frame. So are masculine roles changing? Sure. But, you know, I would be hypocritical if I said I think it's all for bad because in that universe or in that light, I should be a complete failure. In that I'm 33, I haven't already produced kids. I don't own a farm and I don't know how to hunt fucking bears for my family. By that definition, I'm a total failure. In my own definition, I'm my own boss. I wake up whenever I want and I get to talk to people in the comfort of my own home every day for a living. I'd say that's cool as shit. And in 200 years, doing this might be as alien to men there as hunting and skinning, lions is to me. So is a change happening? Undeniably. Is that objectively good or bad? I don't think it's objectively good or bad. I think it's a thing that is happening.
What do you think are some of the most blatant changes to masculinity in 2023?
Um, Really the entire, I guess it's not like a unique idea and it's been beaten to death, but just the concept of gender roles.
Ooh.
There is, I'm all, I mean, no, I would say it's objectively bad to say like women should have to raise kids. It's objectively bad to say like, men belong in the mines and women should be, rearing babies. Like, no, that is an antiquated thing. You should be free to go do whatever you want. Just like I shouldn't have to go be a mountain man. If I want to do a podcast, I should be able to do a podcast. But there seems to be it's like, how do I word this? The idea of, the man can be the stay-at-home caretaker and the mom can be the breadwinner. That is, you'd say, yeah, you're free to go do whatever you would like. The furries. I look at it and go, I think it's weird. You're an adult. You're with another consenting adult. You're in your own bedroom. Who the fuck am I to tell you what you can and can't do? It would be if the furry then turned to me and said, "You now have to be a furry. There, no one can do anything but this." You go, well, hold on. I just said let's basically agree to disagree. And now you're turning around and saying, no, you got to do what I want to do. So I look at it as like, it's fine. Woman wants to go be the high powered corporate mom and dad wants to be stay at home. Go for it. What do I care? There
Mm.
seems to be an inversion where people are now taking that and going, it is evil to even address the notion that women have feminine traits that are objectively more soothing and calming and loving to the rearing of a child, and men are objectively a little more rough around the edges. I love my mom and dad to death. I would take a bullet for both of them. My mom was definitely the one to raise us. And my dad, conversely, was the one to go out and bring home the bread. Just is what it is. And it's okay if you don't agree with that, but there seems to be a general hatred of it now to say, no, 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 no. The woman is absolutely not like never to be the mother. And like the
Mm.
man should not be an aggressive breadwinner who, brings home what needs, does what needs to be done in order to put food on the table. It's like, wait, no, it's the furry saying, it's me going, hey, you can do whatever you want, Mr. Furry. And the furry saying, and you can't do whatever you want. It's like, wait, what the fuck? There seems to be like a general hatred of the idea of to be a man, to say like I'm gonna fucking, wake up and go to the job I don't want to do, but I'm gonna do it because, I can go out and go, you know, I can go make a living for the family and the mom stays home with the kids and I can go out and do that. There seems to be this general idea of like that's toxic, that's evil. It's like what the fuck? Like what? And so it makes me then want to throw it all out, throw out the
Mm.
baby with the bathwater, to be like, no, fuck you, you know, like, hey, fuck that furry. Like originally I said, yeah, go do whatever you want, but you give them an inch of power and they take a mile. So I don't know. I mean, it does seem to be a total rejection of everything. That's like, why, why? I don't know. Like an overcorrection.
Mm.
I don't
You
know.
think the attack on masculinity, that there are men who want to reject that then?
Yeah, and I also do think that in general, I mean, that's what you would want to do if you wanted to slowly erase any potential threat to your own power. Because
Mm.
make no goddamn mistake, the people in charge, the people running the Pentagon,
Yes.
The intelligence, all 17 intelligence communities, the NRO, the NSA, the FBI, the CIA, the DEA, the DNI, the DIA, the ODNI, all this shit, the people getting procurement for tanks and aircraft carriers, they're masculine. They're running the fucking world. They're starting wars everywhere. We're getting pipelines built and shipping lanes, and we've been doing this shit for a century and a half. They're masculine. We have no problem with that, right? But you don't want anyone masculine that could threaten your throne. So they have weapons, but they want to reduce the weapons that we can own. So if I'm in charge and I'm trying to run my empire, I would very much want to cast in a negative light the idea of being an independent man that goes out and doesn't take no for an answer, because that's how I would whittle down and erase any potential threat to my own power. That's what I would do, you know? If I was a woman and I was looking at a bunch of like available bachelors and I was Machiavellian, I would start telling all the other ladies, it'd be like, why do we have to shave our armpits? Why do we wear makeup? That's gross. Why do we have a nice figure? We should all wear trench coats. And then all the while, I would go hit the gym and look as feminine as I could. And then so when it came to going to get a guy, I'd be like, I got the pick of the litter. That's what I would do. I mean, if I was really fucking cutthroat, well, what would you think the inverse is? The most cutthroat thing, the most masculine thing is to push a narrative that being masculine is bad, because it's the smartest way to erase any potential threat to your own power. That's what I would. If I was a guy and if I was more intelligent, I would be going on with this. I'd be going, no, it is good. Men shouldn't fucking work out. Testosterone's bad, guys. Don't eat meat. Don't lift weights. Don't own guns. Women don't want that. And then I would go do all of those things and get any woman I wanted. You know what I mean? But I think that's
Very
evil. And
Machiavellian, like you
it's,
say.
and then it's the balance of like, I think it's more masculine to go out and like not undermine others, but to instead win on my own. But if I was really fucking evil, I'd be like, yeah, yeah, that's what I would do. Sure.
So do you think that the women, they still like masculine? Because you gave that,
Objectively,
example.
yes.
Yes, how so?
Objectively, men still want feminine women. I freaking from college, some of my best friends had, women, strong, independent women. Hey, go for it. Go for it. But you get those same guys fucking shit faced and they tell you you're having a cigarette at 3 a.m. on the back porch and they're talking. You'll even get those guys, the super progressive. You'll get them to like slip up and be like, yeah, I wouldn't mind a stay-at-home mom. And they'll slowly walk it back like they just admitted something, like they just admitted state secrets, like, oh shit, I'm gonna get executed now. Same thing. Those same ladies, it's the same thing. You get them completely, and it's not a bad thing. This isn't like it's not like you're getting comfortable and lubed up with alcohol and you're admitting something wrong, like I'm gonna go rob a bank. No, you admit it's like I always work out and diet. I get drunk, yeah. I'm like, you know what? I'd really like some McDonald's, but I'm not ashamed of it. It's why am I not ashamed of it? Because it's genetically what I am. I'm a carbon-based life form that wants fats, carbs, and proteins. I don't shame it. I go, yeah, I try to avoid it, but goddamn, it's tasty. Deep down, and I'm not saying it's objectively true. There might be some women that objectively hate that in a man, and you could put them through a lie detector test, and you go, wow, they're not lying, and vice versa. They are a minority, and they are by definition a minority because we wouldn't exist today if it wasn't the majority rule of let's reproduce and create another generation. We are here at the end of the line of thousands of generations of copulation. If fucking a member of the opposite sex wasn't the majority opinion, we wouldn't be here. We just wouldn't be. So yeah, I think ultimately that is still where it goes. I could be
Why
wrong.
do
I mean, fuck do I know?
Why do you think your friends or men you know, why are they saying the party line or going along with an agenda, an attack on themselves, on masculinity? Why do they openly say it and then secretly, you know,
I think it's a
the
lack of
alcohol in, they say the truth?
I think it's a lack of independent thought. And the inverse goes for conservative viewpoints, right? I mean, the conservative viewpoint is you have to go against the theoretical threat of global warming. You have to be against electric cars. You have to. But have you ever really broken that and go why? We don't bat an eye. You go, oh yeah, Republican, American flag, owns a gun, and he probably thinks oil's good. But I mean, really break that down. What in God's name does that have to do with conservatism? Conservatism? Am I saying that right? Am I having a stroke? What does that actually have to do? It really doesn't. But it's part of the party line. It's just the ones who are Republicans also, those are the companies that lobby from ExxonMobil. What does being a liberal have to do with being a vegetarian? But no, not neither of us bat an eye. We go, oh yeah, of course. Why? Okay, maybe you could say more, feminine traits or more, whatever, and it is not about factory farm. Okay, maybe, yeah, renewable, sources of food. Okay, maybe. But actually break it down, what in fucking God's name does that have to do with you could say Democrat more social programs, more higher tax. Okay, sure. All right. Economically, you get it. All right. But what does that have to do with veganism or smoking pot? But without batting an eye, we do look at that and we go, yeah. So I think it's that. You take it because that's what you are, right? If I had the money, I would buy a Tesla because they're fucking cool. I'm conservative. I don't I don't I tend to not really buy into global warming in the sense that it's man-made or that if it is that we can do anything to stop it. I tend to think it's just kind of a train that's going on its own thing. But I don't have some like die hard like I drive diesel no matter what. If I wanted one, I would buy diesel, but I'd really like a Cybertruck. Now, if you talk about that, or it's like me saying, if you're a furry, go do whatever you want. But don't you think that marriage is traditionally between a man and a woman? Traditionally, yeah, but I don't know what that has to do with I'm conservative and I want lower taxes. I don't give it. You want to dress up as a platypus and go fuck a fox? What do I care? What do I give a shit about? Go do whatever, right? But if you don't think independently and you instead just subscribe to it the same way you subscribe to a baseball team, you go, I'm conservative, which means I watch Fox News and Sean Hannity told me this. So inversely, you might be liberal and you might think it's important to have a safety net and it might be, it's important to, to have stronger welfare systems. But if you're not a very strong, independent minded person, you're going to start taking in all viewpoints, which would potentially include men shouldn't be the breadwinners, women should be, and thus you're just buying right into it. So it's not that they're even doing it at a higher proportion. It's just that it's the inverse of conservatives that are, we gotta go fucking go do. We got oil's got to keep coming. Like, yeah, no, I'm with you. Yeah, we do need oil. It's a very energy dense, or it's a very dense energy source. I don't, I don't see like the if you're conservative, you gotta hate electric cars. Why? They're fucking sexy. They're fast. What do I? Huh? Right? So that's what I think it is. I think it's a lack of independent thought. I'm for this, and thus, you know, I'm also for this. Like, no, I think you can be conservative, own a bunch of fucking guns, have a big truck, and still look at two furries and be like, true conservatism is going, I don't want the government in my life, be it with taxes or saying who I can fuck. That's real conservatism, is to go, you're a fucking, I shouldn't know whether or not you dress up as a fox. That's none of my business. So it's that. It's you're taking the whole thing hook, line, and sinker going, I'm part of all of this. You don't have to be. I also could be entirely wrong with everything I just said. Who the fuck? I'm 33. I have no goddamn idea what's going on in the world.
So the lack of independent thought, perhaps some of the men are going along with the current narrative. And do you have any friends or experiences where there are some men who buck the narrative if they like being masculine for whatever that means to them?
Yeah, I think maybe not so much as no, I would say, yeah, no, some of my friends in college, yeah. They were they were as much of a dude as you could be. You go out on a Friday night, go to the bars and be like, trying to get laid. They weren't, they weren't some like, you go girl, you're 900 pounds with blue hair and that's beautiful. No, they'd look at them and be like, Jesus. But 10 out of 10 times they would tell you, hey, I'm voting on this because I believe in, a smaller military budget and more money for domestic public transport. And those, yeah, few and far between. And those are the ones I respect the most because I go, oh, that's someone who's just thinking independently. And a couple conservative friends who, yeah, they're like, yeah, no, I tend to not want to pay more in taxes, but I don't give a shit what you do with your. You want to go grow weed? I don't care. It's very, and it's not more or less on one side or the other. It just seems to be a very small percentage, period, because we like tribalism. You want to be
Mm.
you want to be in the team. I'm for this and I'm for that and yeah, I guess I'm also for electric cars. And sure, because that's our team and they're Republicans. There's no thought. There's no
So
do whatever
what
you
could
want.
influence the men if you like tribalism and you want to be on the team and you want to do the popular thing? What would influence men? That they're being told that masculinity is toxic. What would influence the men that it's okay to be masculine?
The the fear of the fearful thing of independent thought. That's my favorite comedian who I quote all the time. Tim Dillon says, looking through things through the lens of Democrat or Republican is simply the shirking of the burden of independent thought. You don't, it's easy. For the same reason people would rather just go get a job instead of trying to go do the retarded thing that I'm doing and try to build my own business. Like I got into medical school. I decided not to go.
Oh, interesting.
I graduated college 10 years ago this fall. By now I could be finished with medical school and finished with residency and I could be a doctor making a more than decent amount of money.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I didn't want to do it. I
Yeah.
wanted to do what I'm doing now because I wanted to be my own boss. That's what I wanted to do. So I don't think it really comes as a surprise that I am going for a more I'm going for a I'm doing more work than is necessary for not an impressive salary. But I want to do my own thing. I do not want to be told what to do. I'm wearing slippers right now. I did what, I woke up when I wanted to today. I'm going to visit family for a week. I didn't have to check with anybody.
Mm.
I just said I'm not here this week. To me, that is worth more than 100 tons of gold is to be able to just to be able to sit on here and talk to you and say things like retarded or fuck or talk about a platypus fucking a fox. To me, that is worth more than a $1 million salary. So, of course, I also don't mind saying what I believe in. In general, I think people kind of go to the path of least resistance. Think of like a bowling ball,
Yeah.
right? It goes to the left or the right, it hits the gutter, and then it gets stuck, and it's just perfect because that's where it wants to go. That's entropy.
Yeah.
That's where most people go. Is why examine? Why go out of your way to question it? Why go out of your way to question? Why do I think masculinity is toxic? There's no impotence for you. What do you care? You just I'm on the team, I'm on the left, or I'm on the right. There's truly there's no reason for you to care. It's now that thought might pop up every once in a while of, I don't think, women with blue mohawks and who weigh 600 pounds, I don't think they're stunning and brave. And then you might take that thought and push it back down and be like, no, 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 this is progressive. To me, that's a torturous existence.
Ooh.
But to them, they might go, yeah, whatever. Every once in a while, I have a thought that I have to shove back down. I would rather, like I've told you, take a decade to become my own boss and make much less money than I would as a doctor. But to me, I place value on doing whatever I want, whenever I want, as that is worth more to me than any amount of money. Inversely, some people go, I'll fucking do anything to have a guaranteed paycheck.
Mm.
And so it stands to reason that they would also say, what team am I on? I'm on Team Democrat. All right, what are our things? All right, I agree with higher taxes and better social programs. I don't really understand the whole masculinity's toxic, but what do I care? I'm on that team. And
Do
they
you
might be
think
happy.
do you think there's a cost though? If there's a biological or psychological component for men, masculinity, if you squash this and you go with the current thing,
Is
is
there a
there a
cost?
cost to pushing that down? Biology, psychology.
Absolutely. It's
Like, what's the
just,
cost?
well, it's like what they say about addicts or getting sober. Is you never actually get over the desire for, like, so like in 2014 my older brother committed suicide,
Mm.
and so I was on clonazepam, which is like Xanax on steroids, and I think
Yes,
like
wow.
I think a big dose is like 0.5 or 1
Wow.
milligram a day. I was on 4 milligrams a day. I was
Wow.
on a fucking enough to put me in a coma for 9 months, and then I went cold turkey off of it. There is not a day that goes by that without the slightest bit of anxiety I go, fuck, I'd love some Xanax or love some clonazepam.
Mm.
But they just don't do it because it led my life down a horrible path. The saying is the joking saying and it's not a joke, is that you never actually like get sober or destroy the desire for these drugs. You just white knuckle it until you die.
Ooh.
You just white knuckle it
Wow.
until you die. And you hope you don't relapse. You hope death comes first. Now, you might white knuckle it for 60 years. Ideally, I will white knuckle it until I'm in my 90s, and then I'll just
Wow.
die one day. And I'll go, hey, I never fucking started doing drugs. I think the same thing is true, is you probably just press it down forever,
Mm.
and it might manifest in other ways. You might, I don't know, gamble, or you might, I don't know, be angry at something or take it out on someone else. And it might be bad. You might be a bad dad. You might beat your kids. Some people snap entirely. They
Mhm.
transition and then they realize they don't want to transition. And what a surprise, they'd fucking walk into a mall with a machine gun. I think there is a cost. It's a dark burden that you just press down every day. And hopefully you can press it down long enough that one day you just die and then you don't really have to address it. But it's like having a splinter forever. You never really
Mm.
get rid of it. It's always there. And I look at it something like that's torture. I can't do that. So I have to speak my mind. Other people might go, yeah, whatever. You wake up, you go to work, you got to get food, you got to come home, go to the
Yes.
gym, you got to go to bed, blah, blah, blah. And then once in a blue moon, when they don't have something to occupy their minds, they might slowly think to themselves, ah, man, I am a fraud and I don't believe any of this. That seems like hell. But it seems that most people have the ability to just push it back. And who knows? Maybe subjectively, they don't actually view it as nearly as bad. Maybe you and I, like, you know, painkillers, like the most addictive thing.
Yes.
I have an addictive personality. For some reason, I have no idea why, I've taken painkillers. I don't enjoy them. I have no, and then nicotine, which is supposed to be like the most addictive thing. Like heroin addicts say it's harder to kick smoking. I don't like I don't like nicotine. Like I don't. So there's just like a thing where it's like it makes no sense. I have an addictive personality. You take the most addictive things, and I'm just like, no, I can't. I don't like them. Like
Yes.
what the fuck? It makes no sense. So maybe subjectively, the people that go, how can you not be addicted to this shit? I'm still trying to kick cigarettes. The inverse
Mm.
might be true. You and I might look at something like not being true to yourself. Man, that seems like hell on earth. Maybe if you put my brain in their brain, it might not register. You might go, oh, yeah, it's just a little thing. You just kind of brush aside. There are people who live their entire lives
Yes.
trying to not, don't take Vicodin, don't take Vicodin. Versus you could put a bottle in my house and that bottle will be full a year from now. I'd be like, yeah, I just don't fucking want it. It's not that I have superhuman strength. It's just not for me. So who
Mm.
knows? Maybe it's actually not that difficult for other people. And I guess I'm kind of jealous of that. My life would be a lot easier if I could just not give a shit.
So there's a room for individuality in masculinity.
Yes.
There's not a one size fits all. You can view yourself as masculine for your values. One is independence. Someone else's masculinity may be another thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And then who do you personally admire? Is there someone that you're like, that's a masculine guy? I admire those traits, whatever he embodies.
Uh, yeah, and I hate to sound like a hipster, but starting in like December 2011 is when I started listening to Joe Rogan's podcast. I don't think he had been doing it for a full year. I just
Oh,
knew him as like the Fear Factor guy.
yes.
But like one of my friends sent me like a clip of him. I was like, oh, this is good. I didn't even know what a podcast was. I
Ah,
hear these conversations and I would listen to it. And I was in college and I was like a pre-med, just super hard-headed, like, you know, almost too masculine, like to a fault. And I would listen to this guy who is like an MMA UFC motherfucker,
yes.
like bald, covered in tattoos. And he would talk about the importance of like lending a helping hand to those friends who weren't doing as well, and how it's important to talk about our feelings and depression and anxiety. And this is before my brother died. And I remember I used to listen to him, and that used to inspire me. And I'd be
Yeah.
like, here's this hard motherfucker who's also saying, hey, it's okay to like be a loving person too, and tell you, because I would, to a fault, I would, if I saw someone struggling, I'd be like, work harder, like shut the fuck up
Yes.
and work harder.
Wow.
And that's not, as someone who's lost a sibling to suicide, clearly that's not always the path.
Yeah.
And that really inspired me. And now it kind of doesn't hold as much weight to be like, well, Joe Rogan. It's like, oh yeah, what do you also like Tom Brady? I'm like, well, that's the thing is I was like following his show before it was a thing. And now I've watched those very traits propel him to being the biggest in the world. So I can only imagine that other people also feel like that.
So there's some freedom in the duality that you can be masculine, traditional biology, psychology, and also it's okay to have individuality and to embrace all kinds of things. Maybe it's both, not one or the other.
It all comes back to independent thought. No one told him I was probably just as bad. I'm a man and you gotta work hard at everything and just toughen up.
Yes.
And it's like, no, man. He would talk about like through psychedelics, you'd realize everything you think is your own thought, or it's mostly learned and taught.
Mm.
Like, where do you actually come down? And it's like, hey, that's a guy he's like he smokes pot and does mushrooms, and I used to be like, I thought that was hippie shit. But he also like hunts animals and like kills his own food, and he also like beats the shit out of people in an octagon. But he also like meditates, and I was like, what is this? And then you eventually conclude, you go, that's just someone who's thinking for themselves.
Ooh.
Yeah, I like this, and I like you go to a buffet. You don't have to order something. You go, I want chicken fingers, I want ice cream, and I want some sushi. Like that's not a meal, but it is. And it's the best meal, right? So it's that to me that's yeah, just it's like everything, immediate gratification has baggage in that you get the path of least resistance. Like it's also the easiest thing that is probably not going to be the best result. Conversely, if you do the thing that's more difficult, like, oh fuck, I'm not gonna have chicken nuggets tonight. I'll go get some lean chicken. I don't want to go to the
He's
gym
not those
today, but
ads.
I'm gonna wake up and I'd rather just go get in the shower first for 45 minutes. How about instead you go to the gym for 30 minutes and then just take a 15-minute shower? You don't want to do that, but you do it. And then as the day goes on and as life goes on, you you get better results from often doing the thing you don't want to do.
Mm.
That also includes independent thought. It's so
Yes, wow.
no one's making you go to the gym. You can just stay in bed. No one's making you question your own. Why would you? Much like a warm, cozy bed in the morning, instead of
Yeah.
getting up and it's cold and you go to the gym to go do painful, self-inflicted shit. Why would you? If you've built your life around, I'm on Team Democrat or I'm on Team Republican, and you're just in those circles and you got your friend groups and you guys all go do things together, and
Yes.
why would you one day go, let's just stir up a bunch of shit and start questioning why I believe anything? Why would you do that? You wouldn't, unless you're like maybe there's something better.
Mm.
I don't know.
And Tommy, what is your advice for the men?
It's the same advice for everyone, and it's sit quietly. I
Mm.
meditate every day. Sit quietly, and then there's a rabbit hole in that is, well, what kind of meditation? Don't fuck this. This is the same problem. Like, don't. Well, this guy said no. Think for yourself. It's. I've been meditating for 15 years. It takes a while, but you figure out what works for you. Do
Mm.
that,
Yes.
and if you sit quietly every day, you will know who you are, and
Ooh.
you will go. You will you will start to identify the things that you like, not
Yeah.
because mom and dad did it and dad's dad did it and dad's dad did it, and not because well, I'm a white Irish guy from New England and I went to a Catholic school and I'm gonna blah 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 blah. No, it's like go do what's right for you. Go
Mm.
feel what's right for you. And if you go do that, you'll find out what you're supposed to be. And spoiler alert, it will be very uncomfortable at first.
Mm.
But like going to the gym, no one's ever gone for the gym for a year and then regretted it. No one's ever done that. No one's ever gone, fuck, I got
Yes.
fucking biceps. Now I got abs. Are you kidding me? Like, no one's ever done that.
Yes.
Go, go do this and think independently for a year. Even just quietly in your mind. You don't have to tell anyone. You don't have to rock the boat. Just
Yes.
in your own mind. Keep a journal, whatever. You will in a year
Mm.
be more attuned with who you are. And then you'll go, oh, I find out who I really am. And then you'll go, oh, I'm not in the right place I should be.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna have to start more shit, and you're gonna upset everyone you know, and that's fine too. I was an idiot, and I would try to convince everyone else I knew. That's the wrong move. What you should do is just
Ooh.
go do what you is right for you, and you'll lose friends, and it doesn't have to be bad. It can just be you guys grow apart and whatever, and you go
Yeah.
do whatever the fuck you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. Is spend 30 minutes by yourself. Sit. If you can't do 30, do 10. Go just
Mm.
sit quietly, turn the phone off, turn on like a fan, something with white noise,
Mm.
and just let your mind slow down, and who you really are will come to the surface.
Mm.
Yeah, go do that.
Thank you so much, Tommy Carrigan, for your thoughts on the masculinity crisis.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, it's Rachel Maldonado. Belief in the human spirit and desire to connect is the reason I want to tell your story and mine. And I am with Tommy Carrigan. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Thank you for having
Good.
me on.
So, Tommy, tell me about what you do.
I do a podcast. I've been doing it for a month from today. It will be 4 years. Done 1,375 episodes, and I'm as scared and confused today as I was on the first day. I've somehow stumbled into getting bigger and bigger guests and having more and more subscribers, but as I was just telling you before this, I still don't know what I'm doing. I genuinely don't understand how the cameras work. It's all scary to me. I don't understand the software. It's all just, I've been just kind of tripping my way down a flight of stairs for 4 years and somehow haven't broken my neck yet. So that's what I would call the podcast.
And what gave you the idea to start a podcast?
Uh, like I told you in our previous one, it's in fall, probably December, I think 2011, so 12 years ago. A friend of mine had sent me a clip of Joe Rogan, and I was like, "Hey, it's the Fear Factor guy." And I just remember listening to his show, and I liked it. I was like, "This is so unlike anything I've heard." He's just talking about what there's no topic; they just let it, and I just enjoyed it so much. And then I'd always kind of wanted to do something like that, and in 2019, I was hanging out with my cousin on Thanksgiving at my aunt's house, and he and I were just sitting in like the living room, and his fiance was on speakerphone, and he was shit faced, and I wasn't, but we were just going back and forth and just joking about something like, what if we became pirates or something stupid, but we just went back and forth for like an hour, and we were just getting all in depth about everything, and finally at the end of it, his fiance was like, "You guys should start a podcast." Like she's got a really thick accent. And we were like, we should. And like we started a pod. I think we did like 2 episodes and then like couldn't coordinate them. And he's an adult with a job and wife. But I was like, I really want to keep doing this. And
Ooh.
because I'm like OCD workaholic, he was like, yeah, I can maybe do it like once a month. And I was like, I want to do it like every day. And he was like, I can't do that. I was like, I want to start getting guests. And he was like, I can't do that. So I was like, I'm just gonna start my own. And then it started as a joke, and then I just dumped my heart and soul into it, and I'm still doing it. And it's yeah, it's been a very weird ride. Yeah.
Tommy, what do you mean by your heart and soul?
Um, when I put my mind into doing something, I fully devote myself to it. I don't I have to do it. If it's in high school, getting into weightlifting, if it was in college, getting into medical school.
Yes.
I mean, I went from really never doing well in school at all in my life to one day when I was 20 deciding I wanted to be a doctor. And that's all I did day and night was study for 3 years. Got straight A's. And I got into a medical school where 15,000 students applied and 100 got it. I fucking conquered my goal. When I want to do something, I just, it's not that I have to work hard at it, that I feel I have to. It's that there's nothing else in my universe. It's, you know, a dog is just gonna chase a ball forever. Like when I want to do something, I just have to. There's nothing else exists in the universe. It's like a shark going after blood. It's just there is nothing else in my world. I don't I won't talk to anyone. I'll just do it sunrise to sunset every day, and I'll always try to make it better. And I'll do it until I accomplish what I set out to accomplish. I'm not in control of it. I think
Mm.
I think my life would probably be much more normal and much less stressful if I just was fine with like like a 9 to 5 and just doing things okay. But I can't. There's something I don't know. I have to just give it everything. If I haven't truly tried everything, I can't rest. Like there's no
Mm.
peace. It'd probably be more enjoyable to not be this way. But this is who I am, so whatever.
And you mentioned the stress. What kind of stress do you have with, this project, the podcast that you built?
Um, so it has to provide a living. So
Mm.
you have to, it's never just, oh, this is fun. It's a little thing I'm doing on the
Mm.
side. It's,
Yeah.
I have to, you know, I got to make money. This has to make money off ad revenue. I have to be able to sell merch. I have to get bigger guests. Got to network. I have to,
Yes.
your reputation is you can't have a bad episode. You can't, you never know which guest is gonna also just be friends with. So I had on a guy and he and I were talking about like philosophy or something, just some older guy, and we went back and forth. And like every guest, I'm always just like, just give it your all, like be there, be on time, be energetic, be respectful, just treat every guest like they're the fucking president. And
Mm.
this is an example. He was just one dude, and he was like, "You do you want to interview my friend?" And I was like, "Yeah, who's your friend?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm lifelong friends with Roseanne Barr." And I was like, "What?" And like I've had on Roseanne Barr a couple times now, so like you never know who's gonna connect you with someone
Yes.
or what. But so the point is with all of it, you just have to always be on. It's a good stress. I mean, you're either gonna stress about a job you don't care about, or you're gonna
Mhm.
stress about your passion and turning it into a living. They're both stress. It's like the one of my favorite quotes is it concerns working out and dieting, and it's suffer the pain of discipline or suffer the pain of regret.
Oh.
You're suffering. You're either
Yes.
I'm not going to
Yes.
the gym today. I'm laying in bed. Okay, when it's over, you're gonna regret it, or
Yes.
you can get up and put on your clothes and walk to the gym, and it's cold and you're tired and I don't want to do push-ups. This fucking sucks. You're suffering with pain and discipline. It's all suffering, so you might as well get something out of it. So it's a good stress. There is no you can't not stress. If you are, you're on some fucking hardcore drugs. Like, and it's and then that's his own problem.
And what about you, Tommy, that you are respectful and you treat everyone so well? Like, how did you decide to do that?
That's just also like social intelligence. It's I worked at a bar in college and I was a bouncer. I threw out drunk people. You don't have to treat them with respect. They won't remember you. And you don't respect them and they don't respect you. You're making minimum wage. And on any given night, I could be one of those drunk assholes. So
Yes.
whatever, right? I mean, I would imagine if you're, you know, I don't know, if you're an architect, you probably don't have to, probably not too worried about, I don't know, making sure your hair's combed over. You're like, yeah, I'm designing the building. Like, what do you care? Like, but if I'm doing something where quite literally, I mean, there's no job in the world where you don't interact with some people, but I mean, I can't imagine a job other than maybe political office where more of it rides on. Are you there? Are you talking to them? Did you put on clean clothes? Did you, comb your hair? Did you take a shower? Did are you awake? I make sure to not, drag myself, it's today I'm doing your show. I treated it like it was my show. I got up, I went to the gym, I showered, I meditated, I changed. I'm awake. I rested well last night. I'm caffeinated, I'm hydrated. Just give it your all. It's so not only is it just kind of like the objective right thing to do,
Mm.
it would also be unfathomably stupid to not to go into this and like be an asshole to people. It'd be like, what are you doing? That's like being a bodybuilder and then eating McDonald's every night. I'd be like, dude, what in God's name are you? Are you stupid? Like you're you're making this more difficult on yourself. So to me, it's like at the very least, it's like what a waste of time if I wasn't nice and always trying to be respectful. But then it's also just
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a lubricant. It makes the conversation better, whether or not me and somebody completely agree or disagree on something. Just in general, it just makes life easier. Doesn't mean bend over and take it from everyone. It doesn't mean that it doesn't mean don't have boundaries or respect yourself. But there's also a time and a place.
Yeah.
It's like if you insult me or leave an insulting comment, it means nothing to me. I cannot emphasize it means nothing to me. I don't care. It's pixels on a screen. Your show sucks. You're next. Like I don't it
Yes.
it is nothing to me. It is a light switch. You are gone. That doesn't matter to me, right? So same thing as if like we're having a conversation and we're not agreeing, you're an image on a screen. We're going back and forth. It's temporary. And if anything, make it a challenge for yourself. Be like, I'm going to see how well I can put up with this. Challenge yourself. Make it instead of looking at it like this person sucks, look at it as like how strong are you? Are you smart enough to enjoy this? If somebody comes to your house and starts like throwing rocks through your window and says you suck, well, yeah, you should walk out with like a shotgun and be like, leave or you're dead, right? Something like that. Call the cops, whatever. But if somebody's just disagreeing with you on a screen, that's the other thing is like, I've never once done a podcast where I thought this person is genuinely trying to make me have an unenjoyable day. I've had people who are disagreeable, who maybe don't believe in agree to disagree. They think that they're objectively correct. And that's fine. I just flip it into a game for myself. I go, like, if I really want to get something done, like if I got to clean my apartment, I'll like pull out like the timer on my iPhone and be like, I bet I can do this in under 20 minutes. Just,
Oh, wow.
just something to make it suck less. And then it's like a game. So if I'm talking to someone that just thinks that everyone who thinks differently than them is a Nazi and their way or the highway, I'll just turn it into my mind. I'll be like, let's see how I can like weave in with this person. How can I, how long can I have them go before they realize that I am the person they disagree with? Like, or, to me, that's funny is have people on here and they have a great time. And then like a month later, they email me and they're like, I just watched another episode with you. I didn't know you're an evil Republican. And I'll be like, oh, yeah, but whatever. And I'll be like, you enjoyed it. And then they don't talk to you anymore. But there's really no reason to not be nice and respect. At the very least, do it because I don't want to feel my blood pressure spike and my face get red and have an unenjoyable day. At the very least, be like, I'm not going to let this ruin my day. So it's like there's truly no reason to not be nice and respectful. And every rational outcome is based on like you being nice and respectful. I don't know. I mean, I haven't been like overtly mean to a guest before. Maybe I'm missing out. Maybe that's like the funnest thing in the world. Maybe I'll start doing those episodes and I'll have the time of my life.
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
Well, you're very creative and you like to challenge yourself, Tommy. Do you think that has contributed to your success?
I don't think I've succeeded, which I think it's kind of like a prerequisite to be successful. Is you're never like happy with it. which is also it's also the path to just, great misery, but you should, you know, the people that I guarantee you, the other people that got into the med school with me, I guarantee you none of them ever patted themselves on the back for a grade. They were probably like me in that everyone got a 50, they got a 99, and everyone thought, man, that guy got a 99, and all the 99 guy can think is, I can't believe I didn't get 100. What the fuck?
Mm.
And that's kind of what drives you forward. Now, again, it can also be miserable because you can stay in that mindset forever and thus you never succeed. But in terms of challenging yourself, yeah, definitely. Yeah, you have to challenge yourself. You have to always be creative about how you can do it, and it can be fun and romantic and idyllic, and then there's also just it's like the what is it, was that Einstein? It's 1% inspiration, 99% perspiration.
Mm.
You can have like a beautiful idea of like, I'm gonna build my own podcast and I'm inspired. I'm gonna just say what I believe in and be respectful, and that sounds really good.
Yes.
Now you got to do all of the work, right? It's January 1st. I'm changing it. I'm getting a gym membership. I'm getting workout clothes. I'm buying some protein powder, and it changes today. And it's like, fuck yeah. That's 1% of it. Now you got to go to the gym every day. So I don't know. Yeah, creativity is definitely, you got to have that flowery spark, that beautiful idea of like, I think life can be different. Yeah, I think I can be my own boss. I think I can why can't I have fun at my job? And I do. Like right now, we're laughing. Doesn't mean that like you still don't eventually just also have to put in the innumerable hours of just grinding yourself down to the bone. So
Mm.
I don't know.
Tommy, is there a direct correlation between effort and the results?
There's not a one size fits. So I've always loved lifting weights because there are no taxes on it. It's just yours. You don't have to worry. You ever have like a group project in college or something or high school, and you're like, what
Yeah.
the fuck? I'm doing 99% of the work, and then everyone else does nothing, and then the whole group gets a C, but you put in an A effort.
Yeah.
That's god awful. I've always loved exercise because it doesn't matter how unfair the world is. It's like I got bicep. That's because I fucking put in the hours, and it's like
Mm.
hell yeah, like that
Yeah.
feels good. School was a little bit like that. I loved knowing that I could study and put in the time and effort and sacrifice and miss out on a lot of fun times in my 20s spent in the library, but it would always pay off and that you would get that super high score. But then even then, it's like, sometimes the professor gives everyone a curve and you're like, what was the point of studying to do so much better than everyone if he was just gonna so it's a little less there. And then there's a whole just gradient of it in life to where your merits don't always come
Oh.
out one to one
Mm.
like exercise does, where it truly is just physical reality. It's biology. It's resistance, muscle building.
Yes.
It's pretty one to one. Yeah, I mean, it can be upsetting because I'm like, man, I bet if I was like a transgender wheelchair bound furry, I would probably have more subscribers. I bet YouTube wouldn't have kicked me off. I bet they would have been
Mm.
like, he's stunning and brave. If I had a communist flag or something, I'd probably fucking be right at the front. And but then that's also a dangerous mindset because you don't want to fall into the trap of I'm not succeeding because I'm a straight white male. Like, no, it's also possible you just suck. So like that's also so it's harder with this to say that that hard work necessarily yields reward because
Mm,
it
mm,
doesn't always yield reward.
mm. Yes.
And that can be
Yeah.
very, very frustrating.
Tommy, tell me about YouTube. What do you mean you were kicked off?
I was canceled I was removed from YouTube for interviewing doctors who spoke out against the narrative of where COVID came from, and whether or not there were, relative to other vaccines throughout history, more dangers with this one. I mean, that's what happened. You can paint it any way you want. That is what happened, is the origins of the virus and whether or not there was a higher than normal historical amount of injuries from a rollout from a new drug. That
Were you surprised when YouTube kicked you off?
No, they'd they'd given me I got a first warning and then a second warning and then a third warning. And then once they're finished with warnings, they give you a strike. Get one strike, you can't upload for a week. Get two strikes, you cannot upload for 2 weeks. If you get a third strike, you're permanently banned. So I got warning one, warning two, warning three, strike one, strike two. And then they said, if you get one more strike, and I think if it was just me doing something distasteful or leadingly or knowingly deceptive, like if I was selling my own snake oil, or if I was just out there to, you know, cause mayhem, like let's just, like all of my grandparents, by the time COVID had rolled around, all of my grandparents had been deceased. So you could argue maybe I didn't have like a dog in the fight. Maybe I'm just an evil person that just wants to see other people suffer. That is possible. But it was me interviewing not just doctors, but quite literally the highest and most qualified physicians on the planet in their respective fields of study. There was no one to go above it. There's no, you know, I'll talk to the boss and he'll talk to his boss and the boss will talk to the CEO and the CEO will talk to the board of directors and then they'll talk to the owner. There was no one higher. It was this guy invented it, or this is the premier cardiologist, or this is a bioweapons researcher. So to me, one, I just rationally was like, you're objectively incorrect. And it's very few times in your life that you can stand your ground and be like, no, you are actually, it's not agree to disagree. You're
Ooh.
incorrect. Right.
Mm.
And then it was also just my own knowledge of not just history, but recent history. Like in 2003 or 2009, Pfizer paid the largest fine ever for misleading the public. It was for it was Oxycontin. I think it was 2.3 or $3.2 billion. And I was like, dude, that was 10 years ago. It's not even like, yeah, but that was 150 years ago.
Yes.
I was like, that was 10 years
Yes.
ago.
Wow.
Like Twitter was 5 years old when that happened. And I just remember thinking like, so we know that. And then it also turned out that a lot of these companies were like paying off like newspapers and news stations to not cover negative stories. And I was like, well, why wouldn't that possibly be happening today with social media? Okay. So is that what's happening here? If nothing else makes sense, I'm having the doctors on. We're not, and even at the end of it, I always say this isn't a definitive take. This is just me asking this doctor.
Yes.
And eventually I just had to kind of, what we talked about with our last one was independent thought,
Yeah.
realize that something's going on here. And then, well, then you come down to a split in potential outcomes. You go, what if I just stop talking about COVID? Because
Mm.
it's not a COVID podcast. I talk to every, you know, special forces veterans or astronauts
Yes.
or 3D printer, software coder, everything, and no
Yes.
matter what, sci-fi writers, power lifters, everything. Yeah, okay, you could just say, let's just stop talking about that topic. That's a pretty simple, when my mouth is dry.
Yeah, it does seem like the solution.
Yeah. Which is fine. And you could say, swallow your own pride. I don't want to be told what to do. Be like, all right, well, how much do you want this thing to succeed? But then for me, it's always come back to like before I did the podcast, I was doing graphic design. Before that, I was doing writing. And it all went back to I ultimately decided not to go to medical school because two of my uncles were physicians and they had both told me when I was having cold feet that if you're smart enough to be a doctor, you're smart enough to make more money doing something you like.
Mm.
And so it all came back to I put my heart and soul 4 years of like not being a normal 21-year-old and partying, but studying. I went to the University of Georgia, as huge SEC school, insane football program. I went to one football game my time there. All I did was study. I sacrificed so much to get into medical
Yes.
school. And I threw that away because I made the life decision that I want to, I think there's an even better reality for me to where I can go do what I want and not be told what to do. So every time I ever come to a compromise, I have to ask
Whoa.
myself, is this having a podcast guest who's kind of an asshole? Hey, you know what? It's probably easier to just smile and nod. Okay, fine. I'm fine with that compromise, like I said earlier in the show. But if it gets to a giant foundational shift in the very
Whoa.
nature of what it is that I'm doing, if I all of a sudden have to start doing a podcast and not do certain shows, I'm no longer doing what I want to do.
Ooh.
If I'm not going to do what I want to do, or another way of saying it, if I'm going to do something that I don't enjoy doing,
Yes.
I'm going to go become a doctor, help people, have job security, make a good amount of money, and be a respected member of the community. If I'm going to do something I don't want to do, that's what I'm going to go do. I'm going to go make a
Yes.
ton of
Yes.
fucking money. I'm going to have a
Yes.
white coat. I'm going to be Dr. Carrigan, and I'm going to go help people. But I've decided not to do that. So I better have something that is a lot fucking better than that. And that does not include some hippie communist asshole at YouTube telling me I need to shut up. Go
Ooh.
fuck yourself. Excuse my French, but that so it came down to it wasn't just am I willing to censor myself? It was if I censor myself, I'm also gonna close down the podcast, reapply to medical school, because let's cut out the middleman because this is where it's
Yes.
going.
Wow. Wow.
So yeah, there was actually a lot of thought behind it.
Yes. Yes. And were you censored on other platforms?
iTunes to date has they've never even allowed me on, which is kind of interesting, which I've never heard of before. I mean, we always hear of YouTube banning. You tell people about iTunes, they're like, maybe you just did something incorrect. And I've had other people like who like work in like Spotify or Spreaker to like look into it for me, and they'll be like, I'll be goddamned, you're the only person I know. So I don't know what I'm doing. I've pissed off the right people, which is kind of cool. I've been
Wow.
permanently banned from Reddit, which doesn't really that Reddit's a communist shithole. And I got permanently
Reddit
banned.
got rid of you?
Yeah, Reddit. Well, Reddit fucking sucks. But and I got permanently banned from Twitter last fall, and then I got put back on after Elon Musk bought it, and then I got permanently banned again like a month and a half ago, and they won't let me back on. So fuck them. I don't.
Do you view it as almost a badge of honor if you know someone or yourself, you kind of know that if you got banned or censored, that means you were a thinking person?
or you made a stand on something.
Yeah, it's again, it's one thing if I'm just going out there and, you know, showing my genitals or using racial slurs or
Yes.
calling for violence. Like, yeah, that's not too impressive. That you're just an asshole. Or
Yeah.
if you're not an asshole, at the very least, you're just an idiot. No, I knew exactly what I was doing. And again, it was meaningful. It wasn't that I was, talking about something with zero impact. It was like these are doctors trying to sound the alarm because their first oath is to first do no harm. It's a
Yeah.
Hippocratic oath. And as someone who at one point in my life did have great value in medicine, and I put a lot of my life into potentially becoming a medical practitioner, to then see something where a lot of people were getting something that was injuring them that they didn't necessarily need to get. People my age dropping
Yeah.
dead from heart attacks that shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
It was a very real and meaningful, like, hey, this isn't like a theoretical thing. This isn't like I'm a religious fundamentalist and I'm like, if you don't, like Sharia law, like it's an honor killing, right? That she's unclean. It's like, no, dude, you're fucking crazy. This is different. It's like, hey, man, you have like a 99.999999999% chance of just getting a cough.
Hmm.
You have like a 5% chance of having a fucking heart attack at 20. That's a, and if I can get 1,000 people to see that,
Yeah.
hey, man, any one of those people could be my own loved one. So, yeah, it did. I stand by, what what I did. My show would probably be making a lot more money and probably have a much larger reach if, I mean, I do a podcast and I'm banned from YouTube and iTunes. I kind of shot myself in the foot there, right? It's
I
like,
always laugh inappropriately, Tommy.
yeah, no, it's
I
not.
was deleted off Twitter and I'm censored on LinkedIn, so it's a sympathy laugh. I
It'd be
understand.
like if I sold, it'd be like if I don't know, it'd be like if I sold like phone covers, but I was banned from Amazon. It'd be like that's a pretty big market that you kind of fucked yourself out of. It's it is funny that I'm doing a podcast
It's super funny.
and what's the number one video platform? YouTube, and what's the number one audio platform? iTunes. I've kind of royally shot myself, and then to go on and complain about how the show's not growing enough, it's like, who did this? But then it comes back to, well, was it for a worthy cause? Well, if people my age are dropping dead from heart attacks, yeah, no, I think that's a worthwhile sacrifice.
Tommy, do you feel that your conscience is clear? You made these
Yes,
sacrifices, but
through and
your
through,
conscience is clear.
through and through. That's another thing is, can I lay down at night? Can I be alone in the shower? Or can I look ahead to hopefully when I'm much, much older and I'm on my deathbed?
Oh.
Can I look through my soul?
Mm.
Or can I eat a pop brownie and get way too high? Am I good? Is Tommy good with Tommy? I don't give a fuck what anyone else say.
Yes.
Am I good with that?
Mm.
Yeah. With it financially and in terms of business, yeah. Again, YouTube, iTunes is like that sucks. In terms of, my conscience is a mirror. Like, are there any smudges on it?
Yeah.
In life, sure, because I'm a flawed human. From this
Yeah.
podcast, no, zero.
Mm.
I look at it and I go, if I can step outside of myself and just look at me as like someone I don't know, I'm like, yeah, I'm proud of you. That's
Oh,
cool.
wow.
So yeah, no, it's something that is again, I cannot put a price on. I'm like, you know what? I fucking I know I did the right thing.
Wow. And Tommy, my last question for you. What makes you feel alive?
Aiming at a goal that just seems absolutely ridiculous. And to throw myself at it all hours of the day, every day of the week, to sacrifice, and after years of failure, to achieve it. That is to be a lifelong like C student and then to get into medical school. It wasn't just like, oh, you turned it around and got your first A. It was like, no, dude, I've fucking destroyed the competition. Like,
Yes.
to do that is like the coolest. So, like right now, it's to grow this podcast. It's to make a living off of it. It's to be able to wake up and be like, yeah, no, I don't have to go to work. Like, my work is I'm gonna go put on slippers. I got to turn on my computer and shoot the shit with somebody over a webcam. That's like an impossible goal. Like in the world of we've all worked shitty jobs. Like,
Yes.
it's always ideal that one day you'll get a job that either makes more or that you just won't hate as much.
Yeah.
How many people can go like, oh yeah, no, today I'm gonna talk to this person about some like, I mean, I talk to people that you have to pay like $10,000 to have come talk at like a seminar, and I get to talk to them for free and actually make money off of it and have a good time. Like it's absurd. To me, that's like, there's a quote, and I always butcher it, but I think I might have it saved on my phone. It's kind of about this. And one way I can always sort of, oh, here it is. To build a city where it is impossible to build a city is madness in itself. But to build there one of the most elegant and grandest of cities is the madness of genius. And a way I've heard it described is like building a skyscraper in downtown New York is like, it's so difficult. It's so much easier to just go build a house. I'm like building a 100-story skyscraper, and then at the very top of it, to put in a penthouse with marble floors and jacuzzis and master bedrooms and everything. But man, if you're gonna do it, if you're gonna build the skyscraper on Times Square, at the very top, you've got to put a castle. Like you gotta do the impossible shit. And that's kind of how I look at this, is like, to turn down a medical school acceptance is pretty stupid. But if you're going to do it, man, you got to go for it. And to me, there's nothing more. You can't know it until you've done something like it. There is no greater feeling than just sitting at the top of the mountain and you're like covered in scars and you're like, I fucking did it. It is what this life is for. There's nothing above it. You can go get drunk, go have sex, go eat McDonald's, go do whatever, go have drugs. That's all fleeting. But to do some crazy personal challenge,
Yes.
a challenge that's so ridiculous that you've begun to convince yourself, you're like, dude, I don't know if this is possible. It's one thing if other people are saying it can't be done, but those moments where you're kind of sitting up late at night and you're going, what am I doing trying to go to medical? I'm like a fucking frat boy. Like, what the fuck am I doing? Oh, Jesus Christ. What am I doing? I'm studying for the, you're like, oh God, I don't understand wavelengths of, I'm taking physics. You're like, motherfucker. Like, all my friends are doing keg stands. You're like, I'm out of my element. But then to eventually conquer is like the coolest thing. And right now I'm pretty thick in the what in God's name am I do? You always start like I don't care what anyone else says. I believe in myself. I'm at that sort of like med school like what am I doing? Like Jesus, oh God, I have made a mistake. This is so terrifying. You got banned from oh no. Oh God, no. What am I doing? But if and when I break through and achieve what I set out to achieve, it's as Charles Bukowski said, you will be alone with the gods. The nights will
Mm,
flame with fire. It's you, it's just you alone. You've slayed the dragon, and it doesn't matter if anyone else saw it. You're sitting there and you're like a fucking like you truly kind of like the clear conscious. You're like I can lay down and die. I
mm,
like I've conquered it. And again, I mean that might just be for me. Someone else might look at me and be like, "What is wrong with dude? Just go get a job." It's like 2023. Like just go get a job. Like life can be normal. But like I don't know, I look at that and that feels like hell. So
mm.
I don't know. Or I don't
Yes.
know. If this doesn't work out, I'll just become a furry. So yeah, that's still there.
Thank you so much, Tommy Carrigan.
Thank you for having me on.